My name's Andy Kitching and I'm a Programme Manager at Lewisham Council. A Programme Manager is somebody that brings together everybody involved in big projects and lots of different projects that fit together. And those projects could be anything from building a new swimming pool or a school to putting a new IT system into a company to anything really. You get to work with lots of different people from a huge variety of backgrounds, and it depends what sort of project you work on really as to where those people come from. But if you take, for example, a recent swimming pool that I've been working on up in Forest Hill, we've worked with architects from central London, we've worked with legal advisors who are international financial advisors who come from all over the place. And of course, wherever you're working on your project, you deal with the local politics, so the politicians involved if you're working in the public sector, and probably much more importantly, the local people that are going to benefit from what you're doing in that area. Yeah, I would say I've always liked to see the results of what I'm doing. You know, I mean, I enjoyed subjects like DT and science and subjects that had a practical element at school, but I wasn't kind of obsessed with them. I was actually a linguist, and I studied Spanish and Italian at university. And I think I'd always kind of imagined that I would go into a profession like translating or interpreting and sort of travel the world that way, you know. After university, I went to South America and I volunteered in Ecuador for 3 months. I taught English there and also worked on some very small social regeneration projects. In the village that I lived in, it was diverting a road and building a new playground, which kind of gave me an initial taste for what I eventually went into. I decided that I didn't really want to be specifically an interpreter or translator or something directly to do with language. And I think the reason for that was because I actually wanted to deliver something. So being able to deliver these projects, I hope I'll be able to do on an international level and still use the stuff that I've studied for formally at some point. Is there a moment that really sticks in my mind? Probably building my first school, actually, and this job was a great moment for me. And I remember talking to the head teacher of that school. He was saying that when the kids come in these days on a mucky, rainy day, when they'd normally be really rowdy and they wouldn't concentrate on lessons, that this new space actually really calmed them down. And he felt that they were actually getting a lot more out of their learning from it. So that was an excellent moment for me. Emotional, man. It made me feel like the work I'd been doing had some real results, and that was probably the first time that I'd had that, having moved from such a kind of strategic job before into something that was building things and we're building it now kind of thing. I think there are a lot of jobs out there where you can sit in an office and end up with a report on a shelf. So for me, being able to walk around and see a school that I helped to build, or hopefully in the future, you know, a new town centre or an Olympic village or whatever it may be, is I find very satisfying. Yeah, absolutely. Leaving my mark on the world, I hope in a positive way. And I hope we're not going to look back and think, oh God, that was worse than the 1960s concrete blocks. But I'm sure we're not. I think design quality is very important, and that's an important part of my job to make sure that we get that right. But I'm confident that we're doing that.